a world locked in cold, a white horizon fading into mist, winds that cut like blades, and temperatures capable of stopping life in its tracks. And yet, within this frozen realm lives a creature destined to reshape the planet, the human. Here, at the very edge of survival, we became who we are. This is the story of our struggle, our ingenuity, and our triumph over the cold. During the late Ice Age, massive glaciers covered huge portions of the Earth. Ice sheets stretched across North America, Europe, and Asia, spanning thousands of miles. Sea levels were more than 300 feet lower than today. Continents had different shapes, and a land bridge once connected Siberia to Alaska. The climate was harsh but stable. This world was home to mammoths, woolly rhinos, giant bison, cave lions, and saber-toothed cats. It was an ecosystem of enormous herbivores and powerful predators. And among them lived several kinds of humans: Neanderthals, Denisovans, and eventually us, Homo sapiens. Humanity did not exist as a single species. Neanderthals were strong, stocky, and built for the cold. Denisovans, mysterious and little understood, left behind only fragments of bone, yet their DNA lives on in us. Homo sapiens were adaptable, inventive, able to survive in many environments. These species met, interacted, and even interbred. Today, traces of Neanderthal and Denisovan genes still exist in modern humans. This tells us something important. Our ancestors were not alone. They were part of a diverse, interconnected world of humans struggling to survive on a frozen Earth. Cold was the first great enemy. To survive, humans needed shelters that trapped heat and protected them from wind and predators. Caves, natural refuges where temperatures stayed stable. Families stored food, tools, and firewood within these stone walls, skin-covered huts, frames made of wood or bone, covered with thick hides of large animals. These portable or seasonal shelters kept warm air inside. Bone structures. Where wood was scarce, humans used massive mammoth bones as supports, walls, and even roofing. Inside each dwelling, a fire burned. Its heat and smoke created a tiny pocket of warmth, a human oasis in a frozen world. Without warm clothing, humans would never have reached the cold regions of the Ice Age. The invention of the needle is one of the most important milestones in our history. Hides were carefully removed, scraped clean, softened, dried, and treated with animal fat to make them water-resistant. Then they were stitched together using thin strands of tendon. Layer by layer, people created fur-lined outfits, parkas, pants, hoods, mittens, and soft leather boots stuffed with grass or fur for insulation. These garments were so effective that their principles are similar to modern Arctic clothing. In a frozen world, fire was everything: warmth, light, protection against the night, and the center of community life. Humans learned not just to preserve fire, but to create it, striking sparks from flint and dry bark. This technological leap transformed our destiny. With fire, people could cook meat for more calories, craft sharper tools, dry clothing, heat shelters, keep predators away. Every important moment, meals, stories, rituals, happened around the flames. Life in the Ice Age demanded enormous amounts of energy, and energy came from large animals: mammoths, bison, reindeer, wild horses, and in the Americas, giant ground sloths. Hunting these giants required teamwork. Humans studied animal behavior, tracked herds for days, drove them into traps, and used spears, throwing darts, and stone blade points. One successful hunt could feed a group for weeks. Nothing was wasted. Meat for food, fat for fuel, bones for tools, hides for clothing and shelter. Thus emerged the first rule of survival: waste nothing. Humans survived not because they were the strongest, but because they cooperated better than any other creature. Bands were made up of 20 to 40 individuals. Everyone had a role: hunters, gatherers, toolmakers, caretakers, healers. Children learned by watching adults. Elders taught them where to find resources, how to build shelters, how to heal wounds, how to make a spear or blade. Archaeology shows that humans cared for the injured and the sick. Many individuals lived long after serious injuries, proof that they were protected by their group. Community was our greatest strength. Amid the struggle and cold, art flourished. Cave walls came alive with images of bison, horses, deer, and lions. Some paintings show motion, perspective, even storytelling. This was more than decoration. It was communication, a prayer to the animal being hunted, a way to pass knowledge from one generation to the next. People made jewelry, flutes, and figurines, symbols of fertility, protection, and identity. Even here, in the harshest environment on Earth, humans searched for meaning and beauty. Ice Age humans were explorers. As climates shifted and animals migrated, people followed. This era saw humanity spread across the planet, from Africa into the Middle East, from there into Europe and Asia, onward to Australia, and finally across the Bering Land Bridge into the Americas. Long before cities or civilizations, humans were already a global species. The Ice Age lasted millions of years and ended roughly 11,700 years ago. The glaciers melted, the world warmed. A new chapter began, the age of farming, settlements, and civilizations. But the foundation of who we are was forged in the Ice Age. Our cooperation, our adaptability, our creativity, our ability to endure. These qualities carried us through the coldest chapters of our past, and they continue to define us today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, hit like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us create more stories about our ancient world. See you in the next episode. These qualities carried us through the coldest chapters of our past, and they continue to define us today.